Well, fine, good afternoon all. This is Patricia and I am traveling for history. I'm in Greenwood Cemetery today in St. Albans, Vermont. I thought I would walk another section with you to show it off. This is quite the memorial. Beautiful. It is made of marble. We can tell that really not just because of the color of the stone, but from the pollution on it. Marble attracts pollution like nothing else. But on this side of the memorial, which by the way, the only name at the top is Smith. But I find it interesting that it's facing more headstones and not either one of the roads here or even the entrance, which is down there. I find that fascinating. Anyway, the two names in the front here, John Gregory Smith, 1818-1891, and his wife, Anne Eliza Brainerd Smith, 1819 and 1906. He was governor of Vermont during the American Civil War, and as his wife, she stopped Confederates from torching their home. On October 19, 1864, which is the day Confederates infiltrated St. Albans during their St. Albans raid. Not only did she stop them from entering her home, he was in Montpelier because the legislature was in session. She had a pistol in her hand. After scouring the house, she stood on her front porch. Confederate soldiers came up. Confederate soldiers decided, not a good idea. What's interesting about that pistol, of course, is that it was unloaded. Not only that, but she rallied St. Albans residents to go to the Canadian border to try to stop the Confederates from crossing. They were not successful, but my gosh, what a woman. She was also an author of essays, poems, novels. She was well known for three of her novels, Ceola, Selma, and Atla. Great story. She was also, as an honor, to honor her, later on she was given the rank of Brevet Lieutenant Colonel for her actions that day. Let us continue walking. Over here is Edward Curtis Smith and his wife Anna Bailey James, wife of Edward. He was born January 5, 1854 and died April 6, 1935. She was born March 14, 1866 and died December 3, 1933. He was the son of J. Gregory Smith and his wife Anne Eliza Brainerd Smith. He also served as governor. We have here James Earl Manning Jr., DDS. Pretty sure that stands for Doctor of Dental Surgery. Born in 1944 and died in 2010. His wife, Janet, born in 1944 and died 2025. Sailing on the oceans of heaven. I love that. He was, let me see, Vietnam service, 64 to 75. Well, 64 to 75 was the length of the U.S. portion of the Vietnam War. On the back here, it says James Earl Manning Jr., Major, U.S. Army, Vietnam, October 23, 1944 to December 19, 2010. Janet Ankeny Smith, wife of James Gregory Smith, born 1913, died in 1980. Bells, the music bordering nearest heaven. Lamb, I was ever a fighter, so one fight more, the best and the last, by Browning. James Gregory Smith, 1889-1982. He had a long life. And he just got past his birthday. Genevieve Culliford Babbitt, wife of James Gregory Smith, 1900-1957. Maria Waitstill Curtis, wife of John Smith, born Dorset, Vermont, January 10, 1791, died St. Albans, Vermont, May 14, 1877. That is quite the grave monument there. It's an Egyptian obelisk which dovetails nicely with the Christian beliefs of eternal life. If you decide to come here and walk the cemetery, I want you to know that this ground is exceptionally uneven. You may break an ankle if you are not paying attention. This is Frank Walworth Smith, January 31, 1853 to February 21, 1910. Helen Foster Smith, August 17, 1857 to January 9, 1951. Wow, really long life. Honorable Worthington Curtis Smith, son of Honorable John and Maria Curtis Smith, born St. Albans, Vermont, April 19, 1823, died St. Albans, Vermont, January 2, 1894. I think honorable is used with lawyers and politicians, maybe? You can tell me in the comments below. I doubt I'll remember to look it up. This is Catherine Walworth Smith, daughter of Major John and Catherine Bailey Walworth, and wife of Honorable Worthington C. Smith, born in Plattsburgh, New York, died St. Albans, Vermont, October 17, 1898. You can see that it's been repaired with cement or concrete right here, which obliterated her birth date. You have Harriet Louisa Smith, daughter of Honorable Worthington C. and Catherine Walworth Smith, born January 21, 1856, and died February 18, 1892. Alice Bailey Smith, daughter of Honorable Worthington C. and Catherine Walworth Smith, born August 24, 1864, died June 28, 1929. Ooh, a marker that's lost. Doesn't seem to be any writing on this side of that one. This one, 19 months maybe? 10 months? 1842, I think. Hard to tell, to be honest. So there would have been an iron rod right here that would go into the base of a headstone. And it would rust. I mean, it may have been halfway up into the headstone, but, you know, iron rusts and then it snaps from the weight of the marble. So you can see it likely would have fallen forward. I don't think the headstone would have broken, but if they could have reattached it, I presume they would have. Seems like that may have been a child's grave marker. And again, looks like it would have had an iron rod in there. Major John Walworth, born in Connecticut, I think, November 1784, died in New York City, 1839 it looks like. Catherine Maria Bailey, wife. Can't really remember, read the rest of it. This cemetery was established in 1803, and there are people from the Revolutionary War through modern times buried here. There's about 5,500 graves at this point. Let's continue. Charlotte A. Walworth Graham, widow of Thomas Graham, Esquire, born August 17, 1919, died March 29, 1900. Oh, excuse me, 1819. She was born. These look like plot markers. Yes. And there are the other two down there. So the Stranahans. We're definitely in the old part of the cemetery, which, if you know me, would be my favorite part. And Mabel Fidelia Stranahan, born July 14, 1865, and died January 29, 1868. Ooh, a child, a toddler. What's the writing on this side? Does it have writing on this side? It does have writing, and it's a Stranahan, but I can't read that at all. Maybe you can. That's Mabel. Can't read that. Looks like 1847 to be 1841 to 1909. Not sure the name. This is F. Stewart Stranahan, February 3, 1842 to July maybe 13, 1904. And this is the other side of the plot markers. Now, I've been here since before 8 this morning, and so I watched the people. This is the McGowan Cemetery, headstone. McGowan family with Brainerd. May O'Brien, wife of W.H. McGowan. Leslie B. McGowan. Maybe the daughter of, this one says mother. So, what's interesting is I was asking if they were going to be fixing a headstone because of this thing right here. No. A descendant of this family is being buried right here. I think that's one of the neatest things ever. What do you think? Put in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about that, because I think this is amazing. Amazing. Oh, someone with what looks like a Civil War era, or Civil War marker. Let's see. Person's name is Wood. Seymour H. Wood, April 19, 1841, December 30, 1927. Private, Company C, 1st Regiment Vermont Infantry. Sergeant, Company L, 1st Regiment Vermont Cavalry, 1861 to 1865. His wife, Cora A. Burgess, July 2, 1844 to June 6, 1931. Their daughter, Cora Burgess, May 9, 1867 to October 13, 1868. So, I know here in the U.S. we are familiar with men, fathers and sons, sharing the same name. Did you know the women did that too? They did. I find that interesting. Now, unfortunately, Cora was maybe a year and a half. So sorry, bearing your child. Terrible. So this says GAR, 1861-1865, which tells us he served with the Union Army. And as we walk around to the back of the monument, does it have anything else to tell us? It does. Orrin Wood died February 5, 1876, aged 78 years, 10 months. Minerva Skeels, wife of Orrin Wood, died January 1, 1891, aged 84 years, 10 months. All right. Some very big trees stood here, kind of like that. Look how big that tree trunk is. It's massive. But they've cut down several trees. I'm guessing they were rotten. Of course, they also could have been damaging the monuments and headstones. Tree roots will do that. William Leard, 1823-1910. Emma Harris, his wife, 1832-1910. Annie Leard, 1863-1885. Fanny R. Leard, 1871-1902. Willie Leard, 1855-1866 to 1868. William Mainwaring, no dates. Anything on this side? Just the name Leard. That's a big headstone. I see another American flag. Let's go see. This is going to be another Civil War, American Civil War veteran. GAR, yep. Grand Army of the Republic, 1861 to 1865. Last name is Campbell on this one. Let me see. Maybe that's S.H. Campbell, could just be H. Campbell. Light U.S. I can't read that. Can I read it through the camera? No, can't even read it through the camera. Obelisk is an Egyptian, represents eternal life. Dovetails nicely with Christian beliefs, doesn't it now? Nothing on these two sides of the monument. How about this side over here? Nope. Not on this side either. This is clearly the wealthier side of the graveyard. Still the old side, a bit newer than that side, which has more graves that are earlier 1800s. Anyway, this is Patricia. I'm traveling for history. Thank you so much for coming with me today. And until I see you again, I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye now.